Namaste everyone. Very welcome to this meeting today. I feel little inspired by some message by by Alec, that can we just kind of, not conceptually, but can we just superficially try to understand the absolute or the relative truth, like in the direction of truth, absolute or relative. What is absolute? What is relative? What is absolute truth and what is relative truth? Like this. The thing is that truth is not absolute or relative. It is one only. It is not absolute or truth or relative. Truth is always truth. And it is always one truth or absolute truth. So truth is always absolute truth actually. It is never relative truth. It is the experiencer of it. It is the one who is looking at it, seeing it, trying to understand it, that it may attempt, or in that attempt it may relatively meet the truth, or it may meet the truth absolutely, even for a few seconds. No. What we call absolute meeting with the truth for a few seconds is what we can call either glimpse of truth, what we call satori, a glimpse of truth, or it can be called samadhi also. What is samadhi actually? Is that samadhi is that glimpse of truth where it is so powerful and the experiencer of it is so interested in it that it just does not want to come out of it. So because the support from the side of truth is there and the support from the side of the experiencer of truth is also there, they remain in that absolute experiencing and knowing of the truth. Absolute experiencing and knowing, or knowing and experiencing of the absolute truth. It's the same thing. It's not two things. And that causes removal of the sense of individual permanently. Even little shadow or subtle sense of individual may remain, which will be integrated very nicely with the knowing of who we are, which remains now after that. And when such a thing does not happen, samadhi does not happen, which means that it is only a glimpse of truth, which means that truth was what was seen or lived, not seen, but what was lived. Truth cannot be seen. What we see is not truth really. Whenever it comes to seeing, then the seer is truth, not what is seen. So, not about seeing the truth, but when we experience the truth. Experience the truth as the truth, not as someone. Meaning when we are not there as someone and truth is being experienced, which is not same as samadhi, that is what is a glimpse of truth. A real truth, like it is like a mini samadhi. No? That could not absorb the sense of individual completely. This is what happens. Then it will be followed by a change, like as if the structure of body mind or the energetic structure in which the individual sense of self is happening will go through some change slowly to readjust in some way to which can cause further the dilution, or you can say fading away of the individual self, sense of individual self also, which will cause the revelation of truth also. And during this time, the individual self will have the feeling that I want to I want to kind of, go back there. I want to just become that which I experienced. And that will also further cause it to keep looking in some way, keep doing something about it. That keep doing something about it is only going to dissolve the individual self more and more. So all of this is really like a one thing. It's not two things. It's not like absolute truth and who we are two things. We are the absolute truth. Absolute truth is living in the form of us, trying to know itself as us, not through us, as us. The truth is, the God is not trying to know life through us. God is trying to know life as us, as ourselves. So the sense that I am separate from truth is the false sense, meaning it is not true. Simply so. No, simply it is not true. So know the truth. That's all. How to know the truth? Where to know the truth? Truth is known in the present. No. Present in the sense that there is something going on in the individual self that is called mind, and it remains engaged with it continuously, and it calls it my life. Although it is not true, the individual self is the self only, just engaged with the individual body and that energy which is flowing in the form of thought and feeling. So being in that mind is opposite of being in the present. In that way, being in the present will cause the individual self to know the truth. This is how. So everything should be done to become free from mind, to come in the present, to meet the truth of who we are, or meet the truth of life. This is the very simple method. When we are not able to experience the absolute truth, we experience everything relatively, because I am individual right now. We will feel that I am individual, and everything is divided accordingly. The more solid we are as an individual, the more everything is divided, meaning the reality gets divided. The more thin we become as an individual, the more reality starts kind of uniting by itself in a way. Like we feel, hey, things are not so separate from each other. When there is no individual self at all, reality has got, stitched together in a way again. Like, it's one. Inside and outside both is one. Meaning it was always one. The sense of individual was causing some confusion in ways we cannot imagine right now. It was creating something called truth somewhere. It was creating something called myself here. Who is going to know the truth? No, this myself will never know the truth. This myself will only dissolve. So open up for dissolving as the individual, so that you can remain as the absolute. No? So this is how I just felt a little bit that some sharing can be useful. Thank you. Anybody can talk now? Deepa?
Namaste, Rajee. You were talking about dissolving the myself. Uh, is it myself we are calling ego over here that gets dissolved? And I feel that, there were certain situations where I used to feel, in panic mode that what is happening to me. Even after knowing that a certain individual behavior has nothing to do with me but with themselves. But then slowly I came to realization that okay, even if I had a bad day, I have to just see why it happened and what is it trying to teach me. um, is it the right approach, or like I should also do something else apart from it?
Let me just share the basics of it, and then you yourself will be able to figure out that what is best approach here. No, It is true in the statement when I said that we will dissolve in truth, meaning ego will dissolve in truth. But we need to understand ego well also. Ego does not come in just one shape and size or one type, like one thickness, that this is ego, and when this thickness is not there, it is called self. No, ego is like a spectrum, like a gray scale, from the black to the very gray, very bright gray, like almost white gray. But still somehow subtle ego remains. So let's say white is the self, black is the thickest, strongest sense of individual person, let's say, or ego. And in between there are uh, many colors of it, where it is very much close to the self, and yet there is a sense of individual left here. So this is what is ego basically experienced by us, all of us. Now coming to what you said, that something happened in life which disturbed me, like which causes some kind of disturbance or discomfort. No, actually it is an opportunity. It is an opportunity in what way? Let me show you. It is not in a. It is opportunity in two ways. One way is to improve the individual uh, system. Let's call it system. We have a system that's called individual system of body mind. Its abilities to respond to life. So let's improve the individual system to respond better next time to a situation like this, so that we don't feel discomfort, and we can also kind of get something out of it. Why to just trying to save ourselves that okay, I don't feel discomfort, that's all for me. No, not feeling discomfort also and getting something out of it also, like actually participating, because it's like a play. Somebody has, you know, thrown a ball at you. You also play well, like this, return it like that. This is one part of it. Second part of it is that for the beings like us, whenever there is a discomfort, it is a sign that there is a deep identification of the self, like excessive identification of the self with the individual structure, which can be used to reduce that excessive identification or attachment, which is going to cause a sense of freedom, not only from this particular situation in life, but also from many such other situations. Or basically, it causes freedom from the experiences which are produced inside us. It doesn't matter who produces them now, whether it's the impact of you hitting a wall or a wall falling on you. No? Like I remember one of my sister's son, no? He was very young and he met a fracture. It was like they were saying accident happened. He said, well, like, with a scooter. And they were laughing. I said, why you are laughing? They said, actually, the thing is that the scooter was standing, meaning it was not running. It was on the stand, and he was running. So and he fractured his. So it can happen like this also. That when we are running too fast towards life, even if life is very nicely standing, it may cause fracture to us. No? In both way, balance will happen. So for the seeker of truth, discomfort is always like a gem. Like, there's something I can check now. Where it is hitting me. That is the knot which can open up today, like this. However, I'm totally not in favor of continue feeling discomfort in life. Life has to become better and better, no, in every way. So for that, improvement in the in the individual structure is necessary. So this is my response. What do you see? What do you feel?
I feel yes, I can relate to what you are saying, and I am also trying to improve myself every day and seeing things from a different perspective every day, not taking past into consideration. But I feel acceptance is something which can dissolve ego at many levels. for me.
True, it's true, very, very true what you are saying.
Because even if I know that an individual is like this, still my ego comes into picture whenever they are doing something to me. And as soon as I accept it, okay, why am I thinking too much? I should just take the person as it is, accept them, and then it's all normal. But yeah, like it takes time for me to
Ah,
realize this
well, it's fine, it's
sometimes.
fine. But you have got the golden key already. Because what is actually fundamental, the essence of ego is, what essence of ego is, it is rejection to reality. It is trying to reject the reality in some way. Like up to the degree that it is start resisting to it, meaning there's a feeling that I can actually stop life or I can change life flow. And then when we are not able to, we feel unhappy, sad. That is suffering. But you are very right. If we can understand that even if I want to change the reality, I have to see it as it is, without any rejection. That is what I call just seeing. Just seeing is a spiritual practice also. But that is to come to the realization that it doesn't make any sense to reject the reality if I have to work on it. You may hate the present decor of your room, but even if even then you will have to go deeply into it if you want to change the decor of your room, isn't it? Or if you had an option, you can just throw out all the furniture completely and redesigning everything. Is it possible for us? Can you suspend your life for infinite period of time when you are not going to do anything? You will live on some other people or something, eat whatever they give, wear whatever they give, live under the shelter they give. No, are we going to able to? Mostly not. That's why it's going to be upgrade, gradual upgrade. But rejection is what is causing an internal conflict continuously inside us, which makes us sick, which sucks our energy continuously. We are not living in a healthy, energetic state. We are like lacking of energy all the time. And how much peaceful you feel when you allow yourself to accept as you are. Because not anybody else has to accept as you are. First, you have to accept. You could be the, most beautiful being. You could be the least beautiful being. Doesn't matter. God loves you. Remember. That's why you exist. God loves you means what? You exist. Anything that exists. God has some support to it, no? In some way. There is some purpose of it in life also. No? Thank you. It's very nice. It's very deep. Just stick to the purity of this insight. Don't, color it if possible.
Thank you so much. You by my side, yes.
I'm totally here. No? So we are not really troubled by reality. We can be troubled by reality, or we can say that I am troubled by reality only when we meet the reality. We have not met the reality yet. We are troubled by our own thing, something own happening inside us. We are troubled by that only. We may be troubled or challenged by reality. We may find it too vast to handle, let's say, or too exciting. It can be too exciting also sometimes, like so exciting that it kind of causes crash, rebooting of your system every now and then. And you feel, oh my God, I cannot handle so much excitement. Maybe. But something else right now happening, no? Like today we say this, tomorrow we say something else about the same thing. No? We are not stable somehow. And this key that I will accept myself as I am is a key to stability. No? Thank you. Anna, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
You look very rested and shiny on your vacation.
Thank you. I am actually
That's very
rested
nice.
and
We are all
happy.
cold here.
Oh.
Yes, very cold in Europe.
I'm sending warmth of my love and the
Yes.
environment also, warmth of this environment also.
Taken. So I wanted to share this already before. Like I knew that I would like to share this because it's what is currently going on, and it fits perfect, I think, with how we started. Last week I was talking about this, where our energy is leaking and where we are not aware of it. So I was inquiring more into it, and it's what I found is like a motor of ego, which I know that there is like something that's keeping the ego going, which I was not so aware of. So I was inquiring into the blockage of on receiving, like why I cannot receive, or why am I such a bad receiver. And from there I was checking more and more in, and what I found was not very nice, stinky and not so beautiful. But I'm glad I did, and I started to get sick as soon as I was. Yesterday I was like all day in it, so I can feel that it's clearing. And what I found was it's like I have these filters and criteria for to whom I will give love, or like to whom I will give my attention or energy or whatever. It's all, in the end, it's all love, right? And then as I give it, then it's kind of like I expect it from to receive it back from the same source. And then on top, it's like if I'm not perfect enough, I have to be like always keep being on top and being perfect enough so I can receive love. You know, so it's like double game. And this has nothing to do with what Guruji says, like, if you're a flower, you don't know to whom you're beautiful or smelling nice. You just like it has nothing to do with unconditional love. So I was quite shocked, and with your help and with God's grace, let me come out of it and just experience and be able to share just unconditional love, and without this extra filtering and criteria. And it's such a struggle. Thank you.
It is. But it is not a struggle for everybody, by the way. So let's not start thinking that this way of being is not good or suffocating for everyone. No. Even for you it was not suffocating few years back because it was serving some purpose. Life grows in the sense that the being of life living in the form of me and you becomes more self-conscious. Then it demands more fresh life experience, like freshness in life or experience. Same thing. And that is what causes many things to happen like this. Then we start feeling things are outdated, things are stale, and things need to be changed also. One thing that I want to share here is that whether there is something called unconditional love really there or not. We don't know that. Meaning, I am not saying, commenting about that. But we are always stuck in one of the two things, either the unconditional love or the opposite of it. However, third version, reality, where you first allow yourself to be real and yourself. Then we see whether unconditional love comes out of me or not. It may or may not come. Because in this case, even if you will realize the truth of who you are and the unconditional love is not coming, you feel, oh my God, something is missing. It's like less. I have to change. So in one way or the other, we are rejecting the reality. Because of our understanding of the mind about it, which is being projected. Like we are seeking, when we are seeking what we are seeking really. Can we seek the reality, which is all the time here? Do we need to seek the reality, which is all the time here? We don't seek reality. We seek our ideas about it. No. If we can allow ourselves to be the way we are right now, allow means what? Allow means not rejecting, not fighting, not coloring, not projecting, not condemning, no, not judging. And I know it's not a personal job. Something else needs to be done spiritually about it. But I think you are on that line already, so you can understand. That I will let myself be the way I am. Let me meet myself as I am. Let me meet reality as it is right now. And as soon as you start being here, as if some kind of exposure start happening, like our mind or our what is hidden inside us start getting exposed in the light, and that may cause a sense of restlessness, trying to run away, trying to save, or many things. No? But if your fundamentals have become clear to you now, you will know that it is absolutely useless to keep anything under the darkness. There should not be any gray area inside me now. Doesn't matter how ugly my reality is. And there is nobody who can say that my reality is ugly, except when we look at it through the mind and judge it. Reality is very beautiful. Even the most ugly reality is very beautiful, because it is real. Reality is made of something called real, something called truth. That truth is beautiful. allow yourself to meet this truth which everything is made of by not rejecting anything right now. Like you will enter into truth, this is the way to enter into truth. We all are trying to enter into the essence. This is the way to enter into the essence, no? Because by rejecting, we remain engaged, we remain involved. By trying to improve also. So there should be time to improve, let's say whole day, but there should be some time to not do anything also. Not doing anything with anything, letting everything be the way it is and appreciating the way it is. Appreciating in the sense of allowing it. Showing your appreciation by not rejecting it. And of course, it's not going to be as straightforward as we are talking. We will go through some process, a gentle, gradual process of correction. Like we are going to meet more and more the misunderstandings we have about everything. And we need to be ready for that. We are going to meet what we call ego. We are going to meet what we call mind here. It will be exposed to us that I have so many opinions about everything without verifying whether they are true or not. Like I have never met reality actually. Then we are going to meet reality now, right now. We need readiness to meet the reality in the experiencer of it, not in the mind or body or anything. Our body mind still can be old in the sense of egoic, carrying the egoic footprints, and it will be prepared or corrected. But still the being that you are is free to meet the reality, even the reality that my body mind is full of ego. That is also reality or not? There is some ego inside me all the time. Ego means some kind of energetic process going on inside me. But this time you are truth. You are looking at it as who you are. Do you see the power of it? And even the ego doesn't look ugly, because it is not. It is just something. It's just not a good mix for you. That's all. For some other, still it is a very nice mix. For others, ego gives a drive to do things in life, to live life, to attain things. For you, it is like something which is slowing you down, which is pulling you down, which is distorting your vision, your view, and which is not letting you experience that intimacy, or the truth. We want to have an intimacy with truth at some point, like very deeply we want to experience truth. Like there should be nothing between me and that. And this is, you will attain that here. And there is such a joy of this. That even taste of few seconds you cannot forget for years. And if you continue, life is not heaven, it is much more than heaven here. Just say internal intimacy with the truth, And thoughts, feelings, everything, character is same, or let's say, for now. And you feel still so happy. I will take care of all of this, if necessary. You will feel like this. Because you have solved the problem called something between you and the truth now. There is nothing between you and the truth now. Because there is never anything between you and the truth, actually. And that's what we are doing here, to come to this realization and to live the truth that there is nothing between me and the truth. Why? Because you are truth. You are just living the structures, energetic structures, construct. But who you are is truth. And you are going through the wrong channel. That's why you are feeling there is something between you and the truth. Don't go through any channel of the mind or understanding or point of view, basically. Then you will feel such an intimacy. It will feel as if you are meeting something deep in you, and it will be revealed soon that it's myself only. I am that. I am that truth. You will know. So it's a very internal intimacy. When it is said that truth is beyond mind, it does not mean that we have to go beyond mind. For us, it should be translated as before mind, not beyond mind. Because we are already before mind. So we don't need to enter into the mind to know the truth or to live the truth. You know? Meditation, dhyan is the approach that I share to not enter into the mind for some time. To remain in the truth of who we are, in the being, and live the truth. Whether truth of who we are or whether truth of mind, body and life. All of that is included, no? Depending on the direction, where you are looking, out or in. When we are looking in, we will know the truth of who we are. When we are looking out, we will know the truth of the world, no? Truth of the body, mind, no? Like this. So thank you. I felt like this. Please say anything else, if you want to.
Yes, thank you. This is the only perfection. That is, this reality or the truth can only be perfection, because everything that we normally would consider like, this is perfect or that is perfect, it's always changing. And it is before thought, it has to be before thought, because thought just spoils it. Just gives us more next thing. And
What you were saying is, Anna, is so beautiful, no? And because you have started experiencing the truth now, no? That's why you see this. That thought distorts it. The perfection is only possible when truth is being lived, no? And it is like an art of living the truth that we are learning in Dhyan and Satsang. Art of remaining as nothing, art of leaving no footprints, or art of not distorting basically anything, like not showing off our presence in a way, in the existence in a way, no? Remaining as what we remain, remaining as what existence want us to remain right now, This is what is very connected to Deepa also, by the way, what she was saying. That is why I called it golden key. So it is like a correction happening in the being, I feel, that you are. Like your wisdom, you are becoming more and more clear about how you miss it and how you will not miss it. No? Because knowing of the truth is a very alive thing. It cannot be put into some kind of processes or steps, no? In the last run. Initially, yes, but in the final phase, it is something very alive, like a alive correction happening continuously. Yeah. But you need to, not you need to, you are ready, I feel, but we need to be ready for letting go of all of our preferences, absolutely. No preferences whatsoever is allowed in a way or can be retained if we want this perfection that you are talking about. It is our preference actually which keeps us in the state of individual. Otherwise, we are truth. And nothing can stop you from merging with the truth. Nothing can stop you. Do you mind my language? I'm not saying that you make effort and become one with truth. No, you will not be able to stop yourself from becoming one with truth. If you do the right thing, what is the right thing? Preferences are to be given up. And preferences are what are the deep in the heart of the being who is living as individual. Including the preference that I don't want to live as ego, I want to live as self only. Even this is a preference. This is why it is said that in the direction of enlightenment, the last thing that you have to leave is the desire to get enlightened. That is a preference, which is in the way of freedom, to become who we are, like to remain as who we are, no, to live as who we are, to live the life as it is what is enlightenment, no. Enlightenment is not really attainment. It is more letting go of all the preferences, no, and coming back or start living as what we have always been. It's not easy really to understand that how preferences can cause distortion, not only to my view, not only to my experience of life, but also to the knowing of who I am. But it does, because truth is one. Let us, let us. I feel there's something very beautiful about living this perfection. No? Let us maybe spend few minutes in this. I cannot say that I'm during this time some pointing will take place or not. I cannot say that. It's more like like something just coming, being shared. No? There is a sense of individual experience are happening in life, and as soon as the individual experiencer is absorbed in the present experience, that sense of individual experience is not here anymore. Only experiencing remains, and the witness of the experiencing, meaning someone is there, we are here to acknowledge that experiencing is happening, not that we are saying that I am experiencing it. Only experiencing is happening, and I am present more as a witness, as someone who is knowing that experiencing is happening, not that I am into it. And this truth is actually true all the time. It's just the experiencer is less absorbed in the experience, current experience, like through connecting to many experiences at the same time, the sense of individual experiencer is saved. Through letting go of all the experiences which we are holding on to and remaining in the experience which we don't need to hold on to. That is called the present moment. The sense of, which is the false sense of the individual experiencer, is not found here. But the sense of being is here. This being who is witnessing the fact that the experience is happening. But it's not happening to me. It is happening in front of me. That's why we say I am the witness of the experience. So the divided focus of the experiencer causing the sense of individual experiencer to happen, which is covering the natural truth of who we are. But once we start knowing and living the truth of who we are up to some degree, then even dividedness of the focus of the experiencer does not cause any eclipse anymore. They coexist now at the same time. And by dividing its attention, by dividing the attention into many experiences, the the sense of inner conflict is taking place. Like attention holding on to one experience is causing rejection to another experience. And that is basically creating a sense that there has to be someone now to resolve it. A self is needed to resolve it. And that is where the false self comes in the picture. The true self cannot become anything else except itself. It remains as we are always. So, in the name of trying to resolve the inner conflict, somehow the false self survives. And then it becomes like a project, not of the self, but of the individual self, that I have to remove my inner conflicts. But it doesn't realize that on what it lives. The false self lives on the inner conflict. And inner conflicts cannot be resolved with effort. They can be only resolved fundamentally, without effort, meaning by giving up effort, by not doing anything. By not doing anything, the reality will come back to its natural state. Fundamental meditation, dhyan, is to come back to allowing the reality to come back to its natural state. Then what remains is perfection. And it is so great, it includes all the imperfections. And yet it remains perfect. Thank you. It's very nice talking to you, Anna, and this feeling came to share. Thank you. Deepa, you want to say something?
Yes. So the conversation has been like I am able to understand everything what you are saying, but the implementation part becomes a little tricky.
Becomes very
A little tricky at
tricky.
times. So
Oh yeah.
in the moment,
Oh yes, yes.
in when you are around people, and so how to dissolve my ego every time?
Dissolve it once and for all. Then you will not need to dissolve it every time. How about this? It's a nice approach, I feel. It just spontaneously came. Meaning, try to understand that ego is not a thing in itself. Ego is a distortion in the reality that you are. Try to live the undistorted reality of who you are as much as possible, which is going to remove the uh, effect of the previous version or previous model by itself. Because everything expands in you, whatever we live. Whatever you live, it expands. So when you will start living the undistorted reality, the perfection of being, it will expand also. It will reach out, reach to enter into those areas also where you will be interacting with people, but without any additional effort really. All that effort is necessary is to, regardless of what happens in my life, let me live the truth every day. No, this is the one simple thing that everybody has to do, and we are just normally not able to do. Because I want to deal with life better as a being. You cannot. Sorry. Because you are not living as who you are right now. For that, you have to live the truth of who you are up to the degree that you never forget to live that, even when you are in the old version. Because old version lives for some time inside us. Like ego model lives inside us for some time. As if the reality has opened up for you, and yet you have sort of an option of flip-flop. And your interest, although you are saying my interest is truth, I want to live in truth, and yet the old interest still has not disappeared completely. As if it is ego pulling me, but no ego is there. Who is pulling that? It is only you are being pulled, not that somebody is pulling you. Understand? You, let's say, have decided to stop consuming sugar. Then during this time there will be some withdrawal symptoms where including you will be pulled towards eating sugar right now. Is somebody pulling you inside? That time, no. But you are being pulled. It's a fact. Let us know it. Let us be aware, informed being, and accordingly we will be alert. No? So I hope it is understood.
Yes, yes, it is. Thank you.
Because try to understand, for the being, for the self, there is no such thing as ego and the self. It is only for the ego that there is a ego and there is a self. For the reality, for the being that you are, there is only reality. No? Even if reality of living in a distorted version with a not clear vision, with some rejections, some inner conflict and all that. But there is no ego, there is no false. Where is the false come from? And where it goes also when you wake up. It lives in you, the experiencer or the seer, and it goes with you, goes away from you, and then goes away from the reality also. Let us test a little bit. I'm asking you right now, what is your statement out of the two which you will choose? That I know myself or I don't know myself? What is your declaration right now?
I don't know myself.
Is there a difference between I don't know myself and I know myself for you?
I don't know. At the moment, it's like exploration, new exploration in every moment. So it's like, yes, I know, but still there's a lot to know.
That is fine. Then I would say your approach is more realistic. You're not believing that I don't know myself, that's why I have to know myself. You are simply encountering the truth that I know myself, but not enough. Because everybody knows themselves, but not enough. So it's very good. So this approach is correct approach. Don't bring the mind's knowledge here, borrowed knowledge. Borrowed knowledge is something to be understood. We have original knowledge and we have borrowed knowledge. Borrowed knowledge is useful for practical life. We all will borrow knowledge from others so that everybody does not reinvent the wheel. No? Which is fine. Like it's a collective treasure. Everybody contributes to it in one way or the other, directly or indirectly. Even by using, we contribute to this collective treasure of knowledge of human life. No? Because it causes some correction to happen, some demand to be created for correction, for example. But that is not true. Meaning that is borrowed knowledge or outer level knowledge, you can say. No? That's kind of outer level knowledge. That's not useful in the direction of knowing the reality. And this must be really understood well, what I'm saying. Because otherwise, without that, we are keep going to mix things, and we will keep wondering that why it happens like this, when that happens, and why this happens when that, like this. And from which knowledge we are looking at this subject that time. That's why you answered very well, I feel.
Trying.
If I ask you that, who are you? Your answer most probably will be that I don't know who I am. But don't hesitate in saying that I am, meaning this much I know that I am. No. And why should I reject it? Because it is not so grand that I know who I am, that I reject the small truth. But it is truth. No? This is original. This is your original truth. You know originally, without any support from collective knowledge, that I am. No? Yes? So come to the original truth. Come to the original capacity, and you will come to the real. No? Like, because truth is not really known collectively. It is always known individually. We are not a group of people who are trying to know this truth collectively. No, we are a group of such people who are trying to know that truth individually. No. My knowing, your knowing. No, like that. Let's be simple and clear about things. Otherwise, things become so messy. But thank you. Very nice talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
If we will approach truth like this, it's really very simple. So there is no difficulty from the side of truth. It is not like climbing some mountain or something. The difficulty is from our side, and it is mainly because of our belief in the knowledge that is not in-depth knowledge. No? It is only superficial level knowledge. I don't know who I am is not a problem. It's a very blissful invitation to wonder. Hey, I don't know who I am. but it also includes the blissful acknowledgement of the existence that I am. No? That's nice. And then you may feel like wondering who I am or may not because you are so blissful. Kind of maybe some other time. I want to enjoy myself right now. No? But when generally we say in the mind that I don't know who I am, it's like a restlessness. It's like like some kind of discomfort is there in the being. Why it is like this? Because we are not really saying I don't know who I am. It's just at the mind level we are, um, you know, declaring like that.
For me, why I say this, I don't know who I am, because you were talking about the spectrum of, black to gray area. So I feel there are still gray areas to explore and untie the knots. So
Yes, yes,
I am open. I am open to exploring it.
yes, yes. It's very clear, very
Earlier,
good.
I was yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Earlier, I was very sorry. Sorry, please go ahead.
No, no.
Sorry.
I'm saying continue.
Earlier, I was very scared of opening up, scared of what is happening to me. Why am I, why I come back home and cry for no reason, energy transfer. And then you were having a word with Anna about it, and I understood that actually it's me who was depleting my energy, not the other persons, because I was giving into the play and thinking a lot about it for no reason. So yeah,
Yes,
now it
yes,
makes
yes, yes.
sense why it is called a journey rather
Journey.
than
Yes,
just
yes, yes, yes. In reality, it is a journey, in the sense of a progress, in the sense of a correction. Anything which takes time, we can call it a journey, but not like a from one place to another, but more from the same understanding to deeper understanding and correction, and which brings energetic, energetic changes also, and a change in the point of view and experience of life also. Yeah. As we can probably understand that there are two types of people in this world who one who are saying I don't know myself, the other one who are saying I know myself. And actually I would say both of them are not right. There is a third one who is not saying I know myself, who is not saying I don't know myself, who is only saying I am. And it is so internal now, like it remains absorbed in the exploration of what I am. Who is not arising here now because there is no external, nothing external now. No, it's all internal. This one who say I am is absorbed in its own self. In Hindi we call it antar gufa mein rehta hai, like it lives in its inner cave, like this, and just keep living, keep tasting. This is meditation. This is meditation, dhyan. When this one who says, who lives, I am, it keep living its own truth. And it realizes the truth of life, truth of the being, truth of life. It's very good, thank you.
thank you.
Yatri, you want to say something?
Actually, I was not thinking to come forward because I was again feeling that I have not done my homework and how to come forward, and I think it was accumulating more and more this pending homework. And I thought that, okay, anyway, I mean, कितनी देर तक खुद के अंधेरे को छुपाता रहूंगा. I mean, it
Yes, yes.
keeps on accumulating. The darkness keeps on accumulating, and times keeps on passing. And I mean, there is still urge of doing trial and error to stand on my own feet. But again, I feel that, oh, okay, I don't have enough
Good. It's very good.
strength. And then sometimes I keep on watching. Sorry that I am sharing randomly. If there is no direction there, please forgive me.
That's fine.
So I keep watching some Hindi, some English videos of some other teachers. And Hindi is more somehow, I feel somehow touched. So, I mean, theory is different, and like truth cannot be said, or these are just words, these are just concepts, but still with Hindi there is some affinity and feels some heart is quenched or something like that. Such kind of state comes, and then again it goes, and then again. So first is there, then again I'm distracted, divided, and I mean, it is all this social media or YouTube, and it's, I think, it consumes time. And for that moment, I tend to see, oh, there is nice concept is explained, it's cleared. I came to know different view about the concepts upon which I'm working for several days, months, or something like that. Yeah.
Understand? Yeah, it happens like this.
And then it keeps on making conclusions, making frameworks in the mind, having again conclusions. Okay, this conclusion, but again, all this comes into the realm of again darkness, like because it is part of mind. Conclusions, contemplations, and again, and then I sometimes I recognize that I have still too much resistance, even though I want to go into this just sitting, but there is so much resistance. I more enjoy just YouTube thing and all, but there is lots and lots of resistance just for 5, 10, 20 minutes. And I don't want to see, I think once you told me that just install camera and see who is destroying your garden in the night, something like that.
Yeah, it's a very amazing story.
So, I mean,
I feel what can help is clarity. Clarity in the sense that there's some confusion. Resistance is caused from the being also when we are living as an individual and don't want to live as any other way. No, that is all right. That's going to be a very joyful conclusion, like resistance. Whenever we will succeed in resisting, we will feel happy, and then we will feel happy in remaining in that state where we are not challenged by reality. That is all right. But this resistance is not really that kind of resistance that you are talking about. It is more like a dividedness, where clarity will help more. Clarity will help more, no? Like if the first thing, for example, what you said, like you shared, it will help up to some degree in seeing that, okay, this is all going on in my life, no? Like putting all of it on the table and having a look, okay, as a whole, in one go. Yeah? So I cannot really say much about it, except that clarity will help. Because clarity is pure joy, by the way. Pure joy. And it can bring us home also. Because knowing who we are is not really a attainment. It is a knowledge. It is knowledge, not attainment. It's knowledge of reality that keeps us free. which clarity can bring us to that, no, so easily. We may be struggling in trying to be free, mainly because we think that I need to be free in this way. But maybe, or what if we don't need to be free in this way at all? What if we are already free in another way, which we are not looking at or which we are not accepting or appreciating? You know, like as a human, you are already doing quite good. No? At least normal, like you and me, we are like normal performing human beings, even if not even if not the best performing human beings. No, but in comparison, let's say if we try, I saw some video somewhere, somebody has got a dress, very special dress of a dog. So he is now walking like a dog, human being, but walking like a dog. Everything exactly like a dog. Like he's 100% like a dog. He spent a lot of time, money, in Japan. A lot of money, like some $5 million or rupees or something. And still he will be very low performing dog, no? There, you know what I mean? Very low performing, like lowest performing dog. Like even the silliest dog will look much better than him. It's true. And I think he has realized that recently. That okay, it doesn't make, because there were a lot of shows happening and everything. And then no, kind of doesn't make sense. I don't know what is the story behind it. There could be some actual reason behind it, but I'm just using it as an example in this context only. I'm not talking about that story, that why that guy is doing, whether it is right or wrong. That's their life, everybody's life. They are not harming anyone, so that's kind of totally fine. But do you see my point? In the similar way, when we are living as a being, when we are living as a human, actually we are a being living as a human. And they are also, maybe we are underperforming continuously because we are trying to live as a certain type of being, and we are overperforming or performing very well already as the original being that we are, which we never giving value to. No? That's why we need to return to our roots, to our originality, rather than trying to go further in the direction of trying to change ourselves. No? From there we can kind of pick up in a way. From there we can come back to life in a way. So that we start ensuring certain things in the base, that okay, this is certain and there is no problem about it. Like this is something which is not changing, this is something which is not disturbing for me. Like I like it the way it is. So like this we create or come to some fundamental stability. And that is what is getting out of mind, by the way, also. Because in the mind we are searching for reality. In the mind we are trying to live the reality. Out of mind we can directly live the reality. We don't need to search, So that's all I felt like sharing. Thank you.
Rajee, I mean, what you say is true, but I mean, this implementation part, I again and again see that I don't have enough confidence to live as a being, and then
But
undermine
again,
my mindset by such
I understand
negative
that.
talk.
But you have to do something also in a way, like actually do something in this direction, not just understand, because understanding again will remain in the mind. No? So actually doing something to implement, as you said correctly. There were two lines I read, I think by Mir. क्या रखा करते हो आईने से खिलबत हरदम, टुक टुक कबू बैठो किसु तालिबे दीदार के पास. No, meaning why you keep playing with the mirror all the time, like he's talking to his beloved, that why you keep playing with the mirror all the time. Sometimes sit in front of someone who is thirsty of your darshan, who want to see you with love. Nature, for example, is there. If you meet nature, nature will be happy to meet you, and you will be happy to meet nature. And this is a way to come in touch with reality, for example, out of mind. But if you don't like this method, it looks too low, too simple, too ordinary, I cannot do anything about that. So the answer, the way out of mind is always in front of us. No, nature, for example. Sit with a tree, with a plant, a flower, a animal for some time. During this time, you will not be really like the dog, for example, or a plant does not care how much you are in the mind. It does not reject you because you are in the mind that time. But you will not be able to live, of course, the reality of the tree if you are in the mind. But this is a good way. There is a possibility of, I'm not talking about communication between you and the tree, but there is a possibility of experiencing the existence of the tree and existence of yourself. When you experience your existence, you are not in the mind really. You are out of mind, which you are desiring to be. So the techniques are simple and always there. They just don't appeal to us so much, maybe. So thank you. My best wishes that you succeed.
Yeah, thank you, Rajee. I mean, sometimes just by sort of weird thinking, I just feel like just keep talking, but then I feel guilty, like I have not done homework, so I don't have any right to talk more or grab your time or something like this. But thanks a lot for sharing, embracing my stupidities or such kind of, I don't know what to say. But
It's fine. I mean,
yeah.
if you have done homework, good. But if you want to talk and live some truth right now, also very good. We can look right now. Because this is where I can help you. But homework is not something that has to be avoided or can be avoided. But our meeting can help, in coming to the reality immediately, even for 1 second, which can open your eye that, oh my God, what I was doing. So it's totally fine. So very good, thank you.
Hello, Rajee.
Hello, Ji. How are you, Ines?
Good. Just wanted to say that I'm feeling like very absorbed in the sharing and louder.
Yeah, just a little. No,
Yes.
it's fine. But
So
I
I
missed
just
one word.
wanted to say that I'm feeling really absorbed in the sharing and the meeting with you. And also on the way coming here, there's this kind of unhinged excitement, like a little child to be able to come and meet you. And
Thank you. I am very happy to meet you also. Whenever we are able to succeed in living the truth, this is excitement actually. What we are searching for is freshness in life, really, every one of us. Or beyond that, what some, only very few, are searching for is truth, in a way, no? Because they are happy with the degree of freshness they are experiencing in life, or they are able to. But generally, feeling freshness is basically living the truth of life. No? Whenever we succeed, no? What is succeeding? Whenever we are able to kind of unhook ourselves from the energies which are familiar inside us, which give us the impression that I know who I am, I know what everything is, I know what life is, and I know it is not nice. It includes in that. When we are able to unhook ourselves from it into the truth of who we are, we feel happy. So very, very nice. Nice to meet you. Samira, you want to say something?
Good morning, Rajee. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, I can.
Good morning. I'm sorry if the connection is not so good. I'm in Africa right now.
Oh, nice.
Mm. And I'm just very happy to hear you. And I feel so full right now. And I just want to come forward and say hello. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Very nice to connect with you also right now. A feeling came in me to share something which kind of is normal thing, but reliving it in the freshness maybe will be nice, no? Like it is said that who is rich? The one who has lot of possessions, or the one who has very less desires? No? Who is rich? No, it is said. What it means for us, no, I'm just trying to relive that, is that through the mind and egoic state, let's say we could be full of ambitions and desires for life, and in the spiritual context particularly, that I want to do this, I want to do this, no? I want to attain this, I want to attain the great enlightenment, and nothing less than that. And we may not care about a ordinary day like this, where we are, a ordinary meeting like this, in which we are, no? And the ordinary experience of our own being right now, as it is happening. Or we have become mature enough, as you have become, Samira, that no, there is something so beautiful. Like as if you don't have desire, and then that energy which was held in the desire is has become, or is your sensitivity now towards what is now here, who you are right now. No? It has become appreciation for how truth, what truth is, how truth is right now. No? It's very ordinary, but it's very fulfilling. It's very simple, but it is true. It is truth. Anybody who lives truth wakes up. Anybody who lives truth becomes truth also. In truth, there are no outsiders who are trying to experience truth. Outsiders are outside of truth only. Like, let's say, just for example, to understand that, let's say if truth is the ocean, there are no experiencer of ocean in the ocean. There is only ocean in the ocean. All those experiencers are only sitting on the beach. And right now we are in the ocean. And there is only ocean. And the appreciation. You are a appreciation for the ocean, for the truth. I am. I am is that sense of wonder, sense of appreciation for the truth. That is. Because you are this truth. That is. And you are the appreciation for it. Right? How nice is that? Nothing great attained. But there is nothing greater than this right now. And actually the greatest attained. Greatest attained. Because it will show its power through our correction in our wisdom also in the coming day. We will value the right things. We are valuing the thorns and not the flowers which my Lord, opens up for you on the way. And then we feel my life is full of thorns. No, it's not. Your outlook is full of thorns, not your life. Let go of your, selective way of looking at things and see. Mind is not like a narrow passage of seeing only. It is also very filtered in the ways we don't even recognize or, or not aware for some time. You may not be feeling nice in the moment, but you are. This you who is truth. And this is bliss, by the way. Our own experience is experience of bliss. But you who is experiencing the not nice experience, when focused too much on the not nice experience, you have no energy, sensitivity left to experience yourself. What a funny thing. You are bliss itself. And you are saying that I am not experiencing nice. It is very possible. You are the being. Body, mind will produce certain things. So it is very possible to experience anything. But it doesn't mean that for that you need to lose your experience of bliss. No. That must continue with you. As you relax, continue remaining relaxed in your being. Like as if we are hesitating in being who we are for some reason, in order to live anything in the body mind. That's not necessary. You are very allowed to live as who you are in the being, not in the body mind, in the being. In the body mind there is a duality, there are others, there are rules of society and everything. But in the being you are free. In the being actually there is something higher than us, waiting, encouraging us, appreciating us, receiving us with love, embracing us with love in our being, like come. As if we are taking a dip in the holy, waters of our own being, which is washing everything. All these, all this dust of the lifetimes. And you are becoming like a brand new soul, like full of wonder and excitement to live. create also. We will create, no? When we express, we create. When we experience, we appreciate what is already here, no? Meaning what others have created collectively. So very nice to talk to you. Thank you.
Rajee, hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to share something with you. We got a little challenge here to bring different colors in our dance, colors we don't usually take. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, okay. And until now, we always improvise about what is here and about what I am, which felt very light and spontaneous and limitless. And with this concept of bringing something and moving something which I'm not personally, but something different. I just feel to bring this into this light we are sharing right now, to just allow the body move freely in this depth and to whatever is here to just be taken by this.
Oh. I did not fully understand the initial part of the message where you were talking about colors or something. But I kind of feel that what you were trying to say on the essence of it. No?
I love you. Thank you.
Love you too. Very much. I felt that there is a actual genuine need to be in a certain way in certain times of the day for supporting our existence in the life, in the body, in society. No, like a actual need. And the rest is most of it which is a misunderstanding in the mind only. No? Let's say when you are sitting alone, even then we are not allowing ourselves to be who we are. That is not necessary. There is nobody looking that time. There is nobody demanding us to be in any other way than the being that we are. But the habit continues. And I'm not saying we should stop the habit. No, that habit is necessary for living the individual life. No? There we can refine in the sense of dropping the non-essential and letting the essential occupy more space and more energy. But also let us unhook from it sometimes into the being that we are. No? Then we will not only feel very fulfilled and fresh, empty and totally empty, like fresh. But also we can live that aspect of ourselves better also, that individual aspect better, no? Much better actually. Because there we can again see what is not necessary. We will not do that. We are continuously overdoing in this area because we are not clear. We think that people are thinking like this about me. People are going to think like this about me, or so on. No. true, we don't know what is life and how to live it. No. But who knows? Those who appear to be knowing are just appear so because of there's a mask in front of them, like a shield of sense of superiority. But deep down, everyone is like trying to figure out reality. The best way to deal with the reality is rooted in the reality of who we are, so that we have a direct touch of the reality and direct wisdom for it. Wisdom of the mind is not sufficient for the reality. It is not. It is far from the reality, mostly, almost always. You know. So very nice, thank you. Just looking at all of you. In the meantime, it's a different format, as I said. So nice to see. How beautiful it is. Madhviji, very nice to see you. A long time back, first time when I wrote some words on my blog of Joy of Clarity, there was something, I don't remember exactly, that something like a joy arising in my being, in my heart, out of the clarity that is here now, and I feel as if I want to share it. No? Now I feel how it is now is much more excitement than that. But it is much more silent also now, like more silent but more intense excitement of that joy, because there is much more clarity now than before. There is much more condensed, silent joy, and it want to express, it want to, share itself. That's why I always say that we cannot go out of the will of God, meaning we cannot really outgrow our destiny. We cannot outrun the speed of God ever, but we can resist to it. We can make it difficult for us, or we can make it beautiful. No. So I don't know your destiny, how you are, where you are, but I know that it is possible to be blissful, to be joyful always. It is possible to be joyful always.
Namaste, Rajee. I'm first time coming in person. It's really very joyful. Thank you very much. Just to be connecting. So every Saturday is it's just to know how to be in emptying, and I'll always enjoy my whole day. Last for more than 1 year. I'm just been there.
Oh, how nice.
Thank you very much.
Time is very subjective thing here. Thank you. It's my joy to meet you again, because something real happening, or when you are growing really, basically means that you are still excited in living the reality together, and living more and more also. We are actually, in reality, all of us are in a eternal pilgrimage, in a way. or a journey, we can say, divine journey. Every day can be much better than yesterday. Every day. Today can be always better than yesterday. And can be is a real statement. It is a possibility only, not that it is going to happen automatically. We have to make effort. We have to understand. We have to let go of resistance for the present moment, which is coming from our attachment to the past. And this is what is purification in a way, correction in a way. And every day will start getting better and better and better and better. Because you are that being also. I am that being also. We are being guided from inside much more than we need to be guided from outside. Like there is an intuitive wisdom inside us that, like, where to go. Maybe how to do things we can learn from outside, but what to do is kind of internally being shown in a way. So very nice. Thank you.
Just, I'm very excited and just feeling to talk to you, but I don't know what to talk. Like there is no question, but just want to.
It's fine. I
just
understand
feeling
this.
this.
And it's a very valid response in a way. No, not that you are hiding yourself. Not that you are full of question or something also. You know, I think it's very good. Something beautiful can happen. Like a very fresh sharing can take place, conversation can take place also. Like without a background in a way, isn't it? That what is without the background is what comes in the category of awakening. That which is with the background and growing is what is spiritual growth also. You know, like correcting from our how we were in the past is growth. No? Disconnecting completely from the past for a moment and diving into the reality causes or can cause awakening. No? Also. Like having that kind of openness and courage to unhook ourselves from the past completely for a moment. In the spiritual growth, we kind of travel, no, in the right direction. In the awakening, we remain as we are. And we realize that what is changing in me, including my spiritual, aspect, where I'm growing, is not really an essential part of who I am. Because its nature is not one with my nature. My nature is unchanging, and its nature is changing, correcting. No? Yeah, it's nice. No? looking at truth in a way, or appreciating truth, is like looking at the sky, And we sometime only are interested in looking at the sky. Mostly we are busy in the objects of the earth. But even when we are looking at the sky, we have two approaches. One is a look through a app, through the app, which will tell us where is what object, where is what planet. I saw Madhvi doing it, on the phone, and then she moves her phone, and then it tells her, okay, this is Venus, and this is like this, like through a background, like a narrative, or how to say, like a background basically. And another is a free look. Free look in the sense that you are not only free from the objects of earth and your interest for them, you are also free from a influence of them in your capacity of seeing. A free look. Right? Then what you see in the sky is so different, really. In the similar way, looking into the sky or looking into the being that we are. Looking, living is really same thing here. It's good. Thank you.
It's very, very good, Ji, and especially when you give the example of sky, then I really connect with this. Like, really, I just, if we don't have any thing to particular, like I want to see this, or just I want to just see. It's so beautiful, and just see the sky, not any region or not particular. So beautiful.
One thing that came to me right now, I feel can be useful for every one of us, that spiritual processes or tools, practices, everything, all the effort is really a useful effort or collection of tools, But mostly somehow it becomes like a burden on the practitioner. Like in itself it becomes like a burden. Like it distorts more than it gives clarity. All the spiritual effort is not really to take you to some journey somewhere, but to just clean your eyes, or to highlight that the impulse in me to go somewhere is false, and it's not my impulse. It's just coming from some kind of unknown energy, unconscious energy. That restlessness to go somewhere and do something, it's not mine, Basically, we don't need to know anything to know the truth. And the less we know, the better also. But when we know less, we are not free from the desire to know more. When we know less in the mind, we are still full of desire to know more. That is equal to knowing more, or even more than that. No, when you don't know so much, and you don't want to know also, even for a moment. That is the perfect state where truth is being lived, like right now. Like you don't know any background, you don't have any background, or you don't want to have any background. You are letting yourself meet the truth. You are letting yourself be the way you are. You are letting yourself see the truth as you are seeing. Not doing more, not seeing more, seeing as much as you see, seeing what you see. And as if the invisible wall of the on the truth somehow falls away, opens up between you and the reality. It's open for you for a moment, like, oh my God. And you realize I am the reality, meaning I am also the reality. you see, so the wall is of the mind, not of anything else. We are imprisoned in the mind. We are imprisoned by the mind. But mind is not an object inside us. Mind is something mixed with us. It's like when you are looking for the mind, that time it is looking with you. This is that thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let's look. Okay, yeah. I don't think it's here. Maybe there. That's why effort has to be done with great cautiousness, with great alertness in the spirituality. Because otherwise effort is going to become burden. Like it will create dust. It will distort your capacity of seeing. So effort has to be made so that we can become free for not making any effort and sitting quietly in the being. Only this much. By sitting quietly in our being, our wisdom wakes up. Self-realization is a natural thing to happen in the being, not that somebody does it through effort. If at all there is any effort or technique, this is what is just sitting meditation. This is for self-realization, no? Being realizes, first of all, that I am. And hey, I am sitting. And then it realizes, no, I'm not. I'm not sitting, I'm just being. I just am. I'm just here. I'm just kind of not in the doing mode, you know. But this is not an effort to be. No, it realizes naturally. What is this? No. I never thought that I am effortlessly myself. Then all that remains is that you remain alert. Do not fall back into that habit of effort. Making effort is fine, but freshly, not part of a previous agenda, but more freshly in the moment. You make effort, you make decisions, you make effort, but not like habit. It's very nice. Thank you. This kind of free hand, if anybody gives, is a very beautiful thing. Zoran, you want to say something?
Namaste, beloved.
Namaste.
So happy to be here in another meeting. Thank you for giving us your time, even while you're on holiday. So it's so very, very loving of you. I just wanted to connect. I haven't really spoken up in any meetings recently, so I just wanted to connect a little bit with you, and I wanted to share some things from here, just and maybe check as well from your end whether everything's in order with what's happening with me. So the sharing is about practices or meditation, and the evolution of everybody's own practice and meditation, and depending on their understanding and sort of the way they see it. And the way it's turned out here currently, and it has been for a while, it's sort of an evolution from your original simple seeing, which you shared a long time ago, which was given a lot of time and put to practice many times. But there have been like many variants in between that as well, like trying to align with stillness more and silence and all different sorts of types of practices, some more effective than others. But yeah, I just wanted to share, and it's not recent. It's been maybe the past year or maybe more that I've found that the practice that works for me or that works here the best at this point anyway, which is pretty much a breakdown of kind of everything that you've taught. So it's pretty much come down to three main components, which are awareness, effort, and the self, and turning attention inward. And it's and it's worked so well for me. It's even in formal meditation or just being out and about. It seems to be the most effective meditation here, and I understand it doesn't work the same for everybody. Everybody understands it and works it differently. So, but it's just become like second nature now, where just being aware of, is there effort, and if there is, the effort drops away. Creates availability to turn the attention inwards, and just like an ongoing process where the more the self is seen, the more there'll be a contraction in the person and not because of even fear anymore, just because of just it being overwhelmed, and even the person understands that that's what it is, that it can only, the mind and body can only take so much of the self in at any given time, and it just keeps, like you're saying, just working on itself, just working itself out more and more effortlessly, and it's it's beautiful, and I'm so grateful. And it has been not just those components, but everything that's been shared by your beautiful self and absorbed here over, I think it's been probably 10 years now since I was first blessed with meeting you. And it's it's evolved to a point where that there's such a value is put on what's happening and what's unraveling, and the ongoing expansion and increased recognition, and just sticking to obviously all the guidings that you share and everything else just bonuses. It just adds on top of what's happening here. But it seems like the mechanical side of it, or the process, has just become more and more automated. And a lot of the time it just feels like the cup is starting to overfill with myself, which is the joy, which is the light, so much love, and there's so much sharing going on now. Like love is starting to be able to be shared without anybody taking any sort of credit for it. It's still working itself out, but I find more and more there's no need and no sort of time kind of for Zoran to take a bow or to take any credit, or to get entangled in any more stories about me. I did this. Everything's just becoming a happening. and that's sort of been seen over time where it wasn't the case. There was a lot of being misdirected and going off mission so many times, and even now, just speaking to you, like there's from inside, there's so much care being taken, like what words are being shared and where they're coming from as well, which I think is very beautiful. Like I can see that as well, that it's for the most part it's just coming from love, which is so nice. Yeah, there's not much to carry around anymore. And I just wanted to say, yeah, just thank you so much. I love you more than I can still even understand. I think I still don't even know how much I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, beloved. Very, very nice to hear you, always actually. This right now is most beautiful. I think we spoke before also that, like, as if the signs, there are signs of reality. There are signs when reality is revealing, like as if their signs are matching. Like, it's a very internal thing. You have understood well. It's an internal thing. It is the being that has to understand that what is mind and attention and how it moves and what to do. Not the mind that has to understand that what is attention and what is the self. No? And when it is internally understood, then it is less and less possible to be distracted. And more correction by itself happening. Because as long as you are not the beneficiary of a spiritual practice, you will not be really interested. No? As soon as you are the one who is going to be benefited and it is clear to you, now you cannot feel like, oh, I am divided, I don't know, I am not able to do it. Even if you are not able to do it, you will do it and you will succeed. Because what is the practice there to be done? Ultimately, just keeping your focus on yourself. So what has happened to us generally when we call ego state? It is the one being of life living through this form of you and has got so engaged in the body, mind and individual life that something which never exists anywhere arose, it arose in you. That something is called ego. And it is not anywhere, and it is everywhere. When it is there, then you are looking at everything through the ego only, and not through anything else. Now, very few things can be done really to be free from it. Everything else will only increase the amount of ego or in strength of ego. To return, like it is like we have to return to the reality. And as you have started returning to the reality, then naturally, you are the being of life. You are the being. You will naturally know what is real. Because real is always real. It's just here, always here. Whether you call it attention or sensitivity or focus or anything else, you will know that which really is inside, moving from the body mind to the self, from the self to the body mind. Something is there. That something works like a person when, or ego, when the confusion is there. That something looks like, feels like a presence also, when that confusion is gone. It is not the strength of the mind that can keep our attention in it. It is the interest of the self that you are that can keep your attention into your being. And as you have interest, it is keep coming back. Effort is useful in the individual life. Individual life is nothing but effort. It is the self making effort to remain as individual. It has to be understood well. Nothing can happen without effort in the individual life. No? The very individual is the effort of the self all the time. But you, the self, they don't need to remain in that all the time also. This is our powerful opportunity in the human form, in the body, no? That we have a possibility of unhooking ourselves from that lifelong project of remaining as the self, the individual self. It will continue, but occasionally in the day we can drop out of it and just effortlessly letting our attention or our self rest in the being that we are. And it is going to make our stay as the individual self much better after that. Every time much cleaner, much clearer, much better, much stable, much joyful. So it is not really there is some ego which is suffering. It is you, the self, not able to live the pure beauty of your being, the freshness and the eternal truth of your being, that you feel, I want to get out of it. So ego doesn't suffer, being suffers in reality. But being cannot suffer. Being's nature is joy. Then what happens? What happened? Being is just not able to return to its natural state. That's what happens. That is what is suffering. Actual suffering, no? In the spirituality. And then you are able to now. So not able to return to our nature, but want to. It's a very powerful state that creates value for our nature. And then when we return, that value remains. Then we feel, I don't want to go out of it now. When that value is not created enough, we will go out of ourselves again. And then again what will happen? The same thing repeats. Again we will struggle. We will feel, I'm not happy. I want to go back. And then value is being created more again. And at some point, a let go happens. And you are back to who you are. Oh my God, thank you. Now this time I will be more alert than before. So all that is needed in the self is alertness, vigilance. To not do that which we do to get caught up. Very, very nice. Thank you. Very nice talking to you.
Mr. Rajee, I just wanted to bring myself in front and continue this.
I hope you enjoying this meeting so far.
I like I said, I won't be able to express my joy. Enjoying.
This is what is coming. I feel like sharing with you that there is a version of reality in which we live. What we are calling myself as a person or like this is a version of reality in which the self is living, self that you are is living, in which things are divided, things are confusing, there is no harmony in them, as if everything is fighting with everything, or at least everything is fighting with you, and you have to fight back. You have to protect. Many things like this are there in this version of reality, and here you will find yourself to be in a state called myself, like a self separate from the rest of the life. And as you have decided to come back to the reality, meaning fall back into the harmony of being, slowly everything will come back, like as if everything will get stitched together in a harmonious manner, in a beautiful way, where there is a joyful challenge between the life forms, but there is a deep love continuously flowing, continuously. There is no other power moving this life except love. And it feels so amazing with all the challenges of life that life is so beautiful. Like it's so very beautiful. Meaning the need for change, that my life experience should be sweeter and not bitter, is not there anymore. Because something much sweeter has been discovered and is being lived continuously. That is reality, that is that perfection of being. And it's just going to dissolve that version in which you have been living. And that will not be found there at all ever at some point. At the moment, there is as if there are hooks for that model. That's why you may get back there and get hooked for some time. But they are dissolving every time you are sitting in the reality of being, in the harmony and the bliss, in the love. They are kind of dissolving constantly there. It is like being in a multiverse, multiverse. At the same time, you are there as a person, at the same time, you are here as a being. When you are here living as a being more, that person, being as a person in that universe, is dissolving, thinning away continuously, being removed from the existence. And there will be no other reality left for you very soon, except this love, joy, clarity, harmony, where you somehow feel that I always am. I always am the reality. I am one with the reality. I am the reality. Now it doesn't really matter what I know and what I don't, how much I know, how much I see, how much I am aware of anything or not. I am this truth, this life. Meaning it's an internal knowing, blissful experience, which somehow does not give us anything special that we desire as a person when we are living in the disharmony. But we don't desire anything after coming in contact with this. Like all the desires drop completely. Like they are so totally useless here. Like it looks like so much more is attained here already than what I could desire ever, in that other model. And that other model, basically all of our desires were only because of fear of suffering. We all desired there everything because of the fear of suffering, that suffering may come back. Dukh, unhappiness may come back. Now here there is no fear of suffering. And it is known so internally that there is no knowledge in the mind about it. In the beginning, it's very internal. Gunga keri sarkara, khaye or muskaye. It's like a mute man eating sugar, eating and smiling. You want to stop eating? You want to continue? Are you happy? Shall I stop talking? Like just enjoy. Anyone who eats, who lives, who drinks this truth becomes the truth, or unbecomes the false. And we can say truth one yet again, truth one. Truth one, false zero, like that. You have not gained anything. Truth has gained you. You have not won over truth. Truth has won over you. Truth means God. You have not won over God. God has won over you. No. Oh my Lord, win over me. I invite you in every possible way, so that I never experience disharmony and I don't waste my life. So that I can know all the truth, all the mystery that you are, while living completely one in you, one with you. Who is praying? It is the remaining desire. It is the remaining illusion praying that I don't want to remain in the illusion anymore. It's a contradiction, but it works. It is a contradiction, cannot be understood, but it works. It immediately works. It is the ego praying, and it is the ego dissolving every time it is praying. It is like ego intentionally taking a dip in the ocean. Ego is made of the salt. Ego is, and ocean is salt, water anyway. Every time it takes a dip, it dissolves. Prayer is like taking a dip in the truth, no? In God. I am not praying for you. I am praying with you in a way, no? All of you. Like we are praying in the sense that we are trying to living the taste of truth, taste of God. Like opening our heart for the truth, for the God, that hey, I'm living, no balls from my side. Whenever you feel appropriate, do what is appropriate for me. So very good, thank you. Very nice to meet all of you today. It's good time we end this meeting now. Thank you for joining.